guys, it's Lisa Marie with Stamp with Lisa Marie, and I'm here to show you this cute card today. And we are going to use two stamp sets. One of them is To a Wild Rose, which is where this blessed comes from. So you have blessed and grateful, blessed to know you, blessed to be your friend, or just blessed. You can just be blessed. I love that. And these roses are gorgeous, and they have beautiful dies that go with them too, so they're in a bundle. And then we're also using this little flower here, and then this one here is right here. It is from the Magnolia Blooms. This is in the new beginner's brochure. You can find that on in my store. Trying to remember what it's called there. Can't remember. It's on the left though, on the top. And there's a series of stamp sets, smaller versions of some of the others that we have in the catalog to help the new stamper especially get started with something smaller, but also for us that have been stamping a while, it coordinates with something already, like it coordinates with Good Morning Magnolia. So we're just going to grab our paper here. This is Petal Pink. I took 8.5 by 11 and I cut it at 4 1/4, so I have 4 1/4 by 11. And now I'm going to fold it in half. So today is actually, I'm not gonna lie to you, today is 4th of July. I am pre-recording this because we will be in Greece by the time you see this for the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip. Yay! So, and we're going to go ahead, so if you hear fireworks and weird noises in the background, that's what that is. So we're gonna crease that. So we did in half and then in half again. There we go. And then we're gonna grab some of this beautiful Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper. And we have, what do we have? 4. This is 4 inches, I believe. Let's look. Yep, 4 inches by 2.5. And we're gonna layer that on a piece of Mossy Meadow that is 4 1/8 by 2 5/8. Right? 2 5/8, did I say that right? 2 3/8. Oops, yeah, 3/8. 1, 2, 3. Gotta know how to measure, Lisa Marie. So here we go. I'm just gonna stick some adhesive on here. And it is a tight little squeeze because there's not much of a border, but I didn't want one because I wanted to be able to see all this beautiful paper. Don't mind me, I'm making sure that this is recording because I did it earlier and it didn't record anything. And so I had sat here and made the whole card, never recorded a thing. Oops. So it's recording, so I'm good. I'm good. I like to open this up because then I can see a little bit better, because when it's laying up against that pink on pink, it's a little bit harder to tell where things begin and end. There we go. So we've got that like that. Then we're gonna grab a piece of Whisper White, and this one is 5 1/4, probably by 4. Yep, 5 1/4 by 4. We're gonna use that little stamp from the Magnolia Blooms, and we're going to ink it with my ink pad that is no longer here. I think I cleaned up. There we go. Thought I was done. I know I made the video and thought I was all done, so I started putting things away, and then I looked at it and I was like, oh no, didn't do anything. Oh, wrong flower, sorry. Let's move him out of the way. We'll come back to you. We're gonna use the bigger one. And I like to ink it up upside down because this is a nice firm pad. It's not a squishy foam pad like our regular ink pads. So I like to, ink it and give it a little twist. It really gets in there and gets it inked up really nice. Now you can do as much or as little as you want of this beautiful Magnolia. And then press and hold. These are photopolymers, so I can see through them. There's no foam cushion. So if you don't have a paper piercing mat to put up underneath of you, I just have a stack of grid paper, and that helps. Anything to give it a little cushion. It'll help you get a nice crisp image. And I'm going to grab some Stampin' blends, and I have Petal Pink Dark and Petal Pink Light and Dark Mossy Meadow. I'm gonna go ahead, let's do my flower first. I like to take the light first and just kind of do it. Nothing precise, just want to get this paper wet a little bit. It just seems to help the color move around. This isn't mandatory, you don't have to do it this way. This is just my preference. There's so many different ways to use these blends. So I just used the brush tip a minute ago. Now I'm gonna use the bullet tip, which is a little, lets you get into those more finer areas. And these black lines are actually the natural highlights the artist has put in there, because this is where things would be a little bit darker. The shading lines are here for you. So if you're like me and you're not an artist, you can pretend like you are. And I just totally wing it. There are some people out there that do some amazing, amazing coloring because they totally get the whole color thing, and I don't. But I can still make it beautiful doing it just this way too. I just kind of give it a little guess. And so now I'm just with little circles coming through here, And you do circles anywhere there's those darker colors because that helps blend it and gets rid of that harsh line if you have one. This color is pretty forgiving, and so I don't worry too much about it. I'm gonna go ahead and make just a few more in there just to darken it up a little more. I think my dog keeps pacing outside the door because people are setting off fireworks. There we go. Isn't that pretty? And then we will grab some Mossy Meadow and do these leaves. You could also use the light Mossy Meadow and then highlight with the dark, but to be quite honest, I couldn't find mine, so I decided just to make it work. And that's the beauty of it. You don't have to use both the light and the dark. You can even mix it with other colors. I could have grabbed like some Pear Pizzazz and used it with it too, and that would have worked. So I have my white. See how it's bled through? That's a good thing. These are very saturated, these markers. And if it's not bleeding through, it's probably because your blend is getting a little dry and you're probably not getting a really good color on your image because you need a new one. Let's see, I'm just gonna set this on here like that. And then we'll put some glue on this one. And when I set this in here, I'm going to do my best to let you be able to see. I want my greens to be fairly lined up. There we go. Almost. Let's move him a little bit. It was stuck just enough. There we go. That's better. Push it down like that. Isn't that pretty? All right, so we're going to set that aside for a second. And we are going to grab the Stamparatus. And there we go. Let's see. I already know that I have this positioned right here, so I'm just going to go with it. So I probably need to bring this up. I'm going to go this way. So I have this positioned because I already know where my words are, and I don't have to think about it too much. So I'm going to ink this up. And that magnet is holding my paper in place so that if I don't get this dark enough, I can go back over it. Seems like my S's need just a wee bit more. Oh, there we go. Ta-da! Look at that, it's so pretty. All right, so this is Chuck's Stamparatus because you know he has all his own stuff. I borrowed it, he doesn't know. Shh, don't tell him. I'm not doing this live, so he's not watching right now. So it's all good. He has like all his own supplies because he knows I can never find mine. Well, he can never find my stuff. I know where most of my stuff is, but he has a hard time finding my organization system is not what he likes. So he has his own blocks, his own markers, his own Stamparatus, his own stuff. He's crazy. And so I borrowed his because I didn't want to go get mine. So I just used the rectangle. Let me show them to you. Oh, I did it again. I didn't put my flower on there, but I'll show you how to fix that. These are the nesting rectangle dies, stitch dies. I'm not going to call them the right thing. There you go. So we're going to take, I just totally did that again. When I did the video earlier and it didn't record, I did the same exact thing. I forgot the little bitty flower. I'm going to show you how I fixed it earlier. Grab a piece of paper, and it was this one right here. And actually, I'm going to probably bring this flower up higher anyway, because I've got a big old empty space there. So you would just cover it if I wanted it to hang off the edge, but I really think that I want it, maybe like that. I don't even think I need to do that. I think I'm going to, don't mind me if I'm sticking my big old head in your way. Let's go like that. Pretty. But if I wanted it to hang off the edge, I could just leave this here, stamp, and then see that's how I did it earlier because I forgot then too. At least I'm consistent. And then I'm going to grab my blends and I'm going to color in the flower with the light petal pink. There we go. And then I'm going to take the dark petal pink and just do some of these lines. And then grab my Mossy Meadow and just color that in. Coloring is such a quiet task. It's hard to color and talk. When I do class, it's so funny because I have like the rowdiest bunch sometimes, and they will be the absolute quietest. And I'm not naming a group. I don't mean like one group in particular. Any group could be a little rowdy, and because you know they're friends and they're hanging out and they're getting to see each other. But you give them something to color, and it's like shh, silence. It's kind of cool. So I'm gonna grab some dimensionals and stick them here and here, because I'm only going to be gluing this section from here over, because if I put them all the way across, then it would glue my card closed, and we don't want that. So we're going to peel these off, and then we're going to stick this on, and I know exactly where one of those little rhinestones is going to go because I have a little smudge right there. I'm going to put one. They're not rhinestones, they're pearls, and I actually colored them with, we need this little guy, my blend. I don't know if we want a big one or not, but we're going to definitely need that one and that one. Let's do a little one right there. Oop. Oh no, I lost him. There he is. I think this one, we're just going to move it right there. Oh, isn't that sweet? Let me clean up some of my mess so you can actually see what I've done without all my stuff in your way. Isn't that pretty? Ta-da! And then it's that Z fold, so it opens and closes just like that, and it fits in our regular envelopes, our medium envelopes still, or our clear ones. So there you go. There's Blessed to Know You, and I am blessed to know all of you. So if you don't have a demonstrator and you need someone to shop with, feel free to shop with me and my husband. It's lisamariesmith.stampinup.net. We do a little bit of blogging at stampwithlisamarie.com. And since we're in Greece this week, you can go ahead and catch up with us and see what we're doing, because whenever we get a chance, we're going to try to post some updates of what we're seeing and some beautiful pictures, I'm sure. You guys, thanks so much for stopping in with me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.